Hey, it's Clay, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol MRIN. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So while this here may look like several days worth of time, it's actually today's price action broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like to do this time frame. I think it's a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price, and then makes mapping out where levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. Did this analysis on Friday, so that's where the red and green line annotations are coming from. But what I'm going to do is just a little house cleaning here, because the main point I want to focus on and what is kind of making this chart a little bit more complicated from a presentation standpoint is, the pullback that did occur today. But this is where things get a little rough because there's lots of perspective that goes into it. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're some sort of day trader and you bought somewhere up around here and you wanted to sell within, 8 minutes after you bought, well then yeah, from your perspective, the chart is looking pretty bad. Now, if you care about the big picture of things, I get it. From the highs, there was a big pullback. But from the grand scheme of things, the price does still have the opportunity to build a higher base. And as long as there's higher bases being built over time, that's how long-term uptrends are constructed. I'm going to be talking about things from a big picture point of view. So if I sound crazy calling something bullish, my guess would be you probably had more of a day trader slash just a very short-term trade mentality going into, the trade that you made. So why do I still call this overall bullish? Well, actually, I'm going to adjust this a tad bit down just to kind of match it up around the $7 mark. But the reason is, and I'm not saying this will occur, but let's say the price drops, a little bit more, comes down to the $7 area, maybe even drops slightly below it, does something like this, and then eventually starts to work its way back upwards. Now, emphasis on big picture. From the big picture perspective, what would you still have? Well, you'd have a set of lows right there. You'd have some lows right there. You'd have lows right there. You'd have these lows from when before things kind of woke up. And if you picture these as stair steps, well, from the big picture perspective, you'd still have big picture stair steps very clearly progressing in the upwards direction. And that's what a truly strong move is going to do. It's going to just progress forward as time goes by. Again, I get it. I'm well aware that if you're a day trader and you bought up there, then yeah, you do not care about these stair steps. But that's why I try to offer up a warning that I would be commenting from a bigger picture point of view. So sure, the price pulled back today, but stop and think about that word, today. As in 1 day. Looking at multiple days as we're doing here, you can see the price still has a very clear opportunity to build a higher low and therefore, continue on with this uptrend. So let's see if the bulls can get that job done or not this week. One of the biggest questions that I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.